Alright, YouTube family, GigCaster here. Welcome back to this channel. So this is going to be the continuation of the first part of this mixer, and there's some things I'm just going to kind of go over again before we continue. And the first is going to be that I now can tell you I have some kind of a little bit familiarity with this mixer. That's first thing, because I've go through this thing, I've taken my time with it, even though I don't have extensive use of this device. So I will not be talking about the longevity, but I can give you my insight. I believe this mixer is made for everyone that needs something good. If you have content that you want to go live with, I believe everybody can benefit from this. So that's what I'm going to say off the bat. But another thing I want to point out is that this mixer actually have another version of this, which is the same thing but minus some functions, and that is the GigCaster 5, which you can check out here. That's the GigCaster 5. That only gives you 2 SLR input combo jack, but you're going to lose all the pad, which is physical pad, but you have the pad in virtual form. But I think the reason why that is like that is because of space. They just want to save the real estate of that and to make it more compact. Okay, then you have just 2 headphones. There's some limitation to that because you cannot record on SD card on that one. There's no SD card. If you're using it, you're going to plug it to your computer before you can get the record. So that being said, let's dive in on this one that I have here, which is the GigCaster 8. So what's my take on this? Before I go through my take, I would like to go through everything about this device. Okay, so when you press the menu, which is the sandwich that we have here, what you're going to see is this 5 sub menu that you will get out of it. That's the 5 sub menu. Okay, from there you have your channel, you have output, you have pad, foot switch, and your setup. So here you can get out of the menu. So let's go back to the menu. Let's select the first one, which is the channel. The channel is just going to give you access to each of those channels if you want to set your parameter, okay, on the channel. The next is going to be your output. The outputs have this sub menu also. You have your main out, your headphone, USB, talkback, effect, and general. If you go to main out, the main out also has you have EQ on the main out that you can turn on and off if you want to do that, and you have for your parameter that you can set frequency, everything. Then you have settings, which is going to give you the levels of the main out. All right, out of that you have your headphone. This is where you want to mix your headphone if you want to do so. This is the first one. You can put EQ on the headphone if you desire. Just turn it on and off. Okay, turn it on if you want to add more low end or you want to cut out of the low end. Mid, another frequency you can put on your headphone. It's not going to affect your recording, but you have it on the headphone if you want to add that. Okay, then you can do so to the other headphones. Then out of the headphone you have your USB. The USB is in 3 forms. You have main, that is main. Then you can tweak whatever you want to tweak also. You have the monitor if you want to use as monitor, or then you have the level. That's the sub menu for the USB. Then you have your talkback button, which is this one. That's a talkback button. That talkback button, this is where you want to include the channel that is going on the talkback. Okay, now that I remove mine, I can't hear myself on the talkback anymore. I cannot. If I turn it off, now I can hear myself on the headphone because I removed the channel 1. That's why I can't hear my talkback. Now I can include channel 1 on the talkback. Now I can hear myself on the talkback. I can take any channel in or out. So this is where you want to include all the channel on the talkback. Okay, this is where you want to put the channel on the talkback, and the auxiliary in, that is if you're coming from your computer or your headset, or you can set it to off. Okay, that's the gain for the auxiliary. This is the level for the auxiliary, how much you want to let that aux to come in, and if the headset that you have, that's the amount that you want to come in, you can turn it off. Okay, so that's the talkback button that you want to set. Okay, if you get out of the talkback, you have this effect. This effect is going to be like a master effect. Okay, I think GigCaster Pro also has this feature that your overall mix, then if you are sending it out of left and right, because this is going to be the effect for left and your right output. Okay, you can just press this and put compression on that effect. If you want to put compression, you can set your tone to whatever you want to set it. You can put some reverb on your output. Okay, your output, you can put reverb if that's what you desire. All right, so you have that. Then you have setting for that general also. The setting is going to give you all these parameters. Okay, you have your key, BPM, your key preference, BPM preferences. Also, you have all these functions that you can also set. Okay, you can get out of that. The last here is going to be the general, which is going to be like the general settings for the overall output. So you have your delay. The delay is going to help you if you're doing live streaming, if you want to delay the audio. Then the delay output should be, is it going to be just coming from the USB-C or USB with the main, or just main? And this is where you can change it. So you can change it from here to main plus USB, or you just want to do USB, or you just want to do main, but I'll just leave it to USB. All right, because I don't need delay from my main. Whatever is going out of my main should be going directly to the camera or other capture device, so I don't need to delay that. Then you need your fader. Your fader here is going to be this one. If you touch, it gives you plus and minus. You'll be able to change it. Do you want the fader to affect your main output and USB? That is what you have here. If you press it like so, you change it. This will only affect the USB. Right now, the fader will only affect USB. And if I change it right now to main, it will only affect main and it will not affect USB. Okay, so I'm going to leave my fader to main only and not USB. I don't want it to affect the USB. Okay, then you have EQ. The EQ is going to be you have common EQ or individual EQ. So I think common EQ is going to be like you putting EQ on everything together. Then individual will be like individual channel. That's what I think. Then you have your monitor. The monitor is going to be, do you want it to be pre-fader listening, or you want it to be post-fader listening? Then you have your headset mix minus. You can turn it on and you can turn it off. Okay, and that's going to be about that, and that will be the last thing on there. Okay, so we have this one, which is going to be your SD card. I think I go through this in the first menu. All right, if you want to see like all those things, you can check the first video. So if you look at down here, you're going to see the representation of each fader. So now that we see all that, right, that is just the surface. This thing is packed with tons of internal functions that I was amazed. Okay, in fact, I don't think I'm going to be able to go through everything right now, but I'll do my best just to give you the some of the internal, whatever that is going on internally. It's a bunch of a lot of things inside here, okay? One thing I really want to show you is that there's another way you can access all these functions by pushing this to this side. When you push it, it gives you the setup for the pad, okay? You can just do that just for the pad, and you can push back to the main screen. So let's start with the first channel, and whatever you set here, it can be applicable to other channel. And this is the first channel, which is this one. I don't know if I should start recording now. If I do so, maybe there's some things I may not be able to access. So I'm going to start recording right now, okay? So first thing I want to do before you start doing your recording is that press that channel. You can press and access it from here, okay? Or you can go here, press this channel and access it from here, all right? Either way you want to do it. If you press this, it's going to give you some menu of, we're going to get there later, okay? We will get to that one later. So let's access it from here, all right? And this is going to be your input. That's the first thing you want to do. You go to input and set your input level. So if you use a condenser microphone, you have to turn on your phantom power first and say yes. And I believe it's just going to give you the parameter where it should be, all right? But if you think you need more gain, then you go on it. But with what I have right now, I believe I'm right on it. Let me just put it to 25. But you just want to hit the yellow occasionally, okay? So now that my gain is set, you just have to be aware of this input, okay? There's an input here that you want to be aware. That input, when you press this input, it gives you these options, okay? You have your guitar. If you're plugging guitar to the dedicated guitar area here, then you just have to select this one. Or you select whatever you think you're using. If it is the headset, you select it. If it is internal mic, which is this one, these two, you can select it as the internal mic, just like this one. If I select it now, that's going to be internal mic from here. You see? You see that it's coming out? So that's the microphone from this side. I don't know what this will be used for, probably for ambient or whatever they are going to use it for. That will be the internal mic, okay? And you have this one, which is going to be linking channel 1 and 2 together. All right. And if I turn phantom power on now, I should be able to check. Now I can hear this on the left channel, all right? Because I'm linking 1 and 2 together. If I put this up, I do not have anything on here. But let me just try and plug a microphone to it. I just plug a second microphone. I can push this up right now. And now it's kind of balanced, okay? This is coming, this is coming from the left, this is coming from the right, okay? So I'm having these two microphone. This is one right here, which is this one, and this is another one. So I don't know a situation that you want to do that, but you have the option to link 1 and 2 together, and you can kind of adjust one for other, or you can, regardless of how you want to set it, you just have it there that you have channel 1 and 2 together, linking together. Or you can just change it to guitar, and the guitar is going to be right in there, and you set the parameter for it. But in this my case, I just choose this one, and I'll choose that one, and that's going to be my channel 1. So that's going to be how to set the parameter for your mic gain, and be sure that you are having a proper gain for your microphone, okay? After you set your mic parameter, as in your mic gain. After you get your mic gain set properly, like I said, if you don't know much about EQ, there's a quick setup that you can use that can get you going straight away. And that is where you're going to get on the effect. And I want to show you, if this is all you can do, you're going to get it at least 95% good, and you can go on and start doing your recording. All right, so you just go on the effect. You see this little icon of a music, you press it. That's going to give you a preset that work with whatever you want to do. If you're going to play guitar, you can choose this guitar preset, or if you're singing, if you're talking, or if you're doing a console. The console is a little bit of giving you more advanced feature. If I click the console, it's going to give you some advanced feature that you can do on your own, and we're going to get there later. But let's go back to, let's say I want to do podcast, or I just want to do talk show. I'm going to click talk, and that will give me, I think you can see the difference, okay? That's going to give me the, get me close to where I'm going, and you gonna just get a preset for talk, all right? And you have the option now to say, okay, I want more compressor or not. I want less enhance, or I want more enhance, or you just want to put the threshold, or you just want to bring it down a little bit. Depend on what you want. You can boost more, you can enhance more, depend on your liking. That's just going to get you all the way there. Or you can say, okay, you know what, I don't like this preset, let me change the preset to something else. Okay, you have the option to change the preset here. If you click these settings, these are more parameters that you can work with. But if you go to this preset, you have bright is what I have now, bright enhance. I can change to mid enhance. You can see how it changed to mid enhance. You can change to soft enhance, or you can just come all the way and say, you know what, I want to do calm speech, and you change to calm speech, and it's just going to up you to your liking. It's like it's helping you to eliminate all these settings that you need to do, and this thing is going to do it for you. And that's a very good thing about this. I like it. So if you do console, the console is just going to give you the functions of you, giving you the power to do whatever you need to do on your own. So you just have to enable it and let it turn green. The first thing you have on the console is that you have your compression, which is there. You can turn your compression on, then you can say, okay, my threshold, or you can just add to it. You know, depend on how you want to set it. You have all the parameter, everything here, the levels. If you want to bring the level up, you can bring it up. You have your release, you have your ratio, you have attack, and you have your threshold. Depend on whatever you want to do. Just set your parameter if you know what you're doing. Okay, you have your enhance, you can turn it off, you can turn it on and do your enhance. You have enhance and you have your DSR. This is what you want to do, your DSR, but you don't want to overdo that DSR. Okay, just be careful with that. If you need it, fine. If you don't need it, take it out. Okay, then the next is going to be your noise reduction. Okay, you can set your noise reduction how you see fit if you want it to be that. Okay, release, just so just set your noise reduction how you see fit. Okay, all right, so after your noise reduction, you can do your effect delay. This is where you can do your effect delay, and you know, whatever you want to do there, you change vibration. You could do you can do freeze, you know, maybe short, long freeze, depend on what you want to do. Okay, delay again, do delay, and I turn it off. The last one is going to be this one, which is going to be like your BPM and your key. So those are what you have in there to work with if you're doing your setting up your microphone for the first time. But let's assume that you set those parameters and you come to your EQ. you can do all these settings on your own. But that quick setup is just gonna get you, kind of eliminate all this process, because there's a bunch of things that is packed in this small body. Trust me, you can be lost on this thing if you don't know your way around it. Okay, it's a lot that is going on here. So if you are not the type that just want to give yourself headache, just choose the preset. Maybe you're playing guitar or music or talk, and just do a little bit of tweaking to your liking, and you'll be good to go. Because this EQ right now, you have a bunch of lines that you're going to work with. Okay, so the first thing is going to be your low on the EQ. You can push this up. That's the low. Push it up if you like. Then you have your low mid. You have the frequency of the low mid also. Then you have the frequency if you want to widen it or tighten it. All the way is going to be like you're widening the frequency. If they come down, it means you are tightening it. Okay, it's like a bell curve that is facing down. Okay, it's going to go that way. If I widen it now, it's going to go like a arc. But if I tighten it, it's going to be narrowed. All right, that's the function of this one. All right, so the next is going to be your high mid. The same settings. You have your high cut, you have pan, left and right, and centers. So that's all on the EQ. So there's a lot going on here. After the EQ is the effect that I showed you the other time. Then if you get out of the effect, like so, then you can go to general. The general is where you're going to see another functions that are useful for podcasting. So on the general, you have your USB aux in, which this one, you can turn it on, you can turn it off. You have your insert. Your insert, should it be pre-fader or post-fader? You have your level, you have reverb, and you have your dynamic remain. So let's talk about the dynamic remain. The dynamic remain is that when whatever you're doing, right? If you want all your settings that the compression, the EQ that you set on this channel, if you want them to be, the dynamic remain have to be on. Okay, that's just to like some kind of a layer of protection that you don't accidentally get rid of all your settings. So you can just turn it off. When you turn it off, it's going to turn off all the effects that I apply, and I can bring it back on, and it's just going to be on this channel one alone. Okay, so I think that's everything about the first channel. The same thing is going to be applicable to the second channel, which is this one. All I have to do is to go there and select that I'm using microphone, and I can say that the mic is condenser mic, and it's going to help me to set the parameter, and I can set my parameter all the way until I get a good signal. Check 1 2 2 2. So I think I'm good on there with the parameter that I'm getting right now. I can release the button, and that kind of give me get me going that okay, I get a good signal, and that's going to be channel 2. Same thing happen on the EQ. You have the EQ set low, everything, but I'm not just going to mess up with this. All I just want to do is to go to the effect, and I will choose this one, and I'm going to choose talk. Okay, and it's just going to get me to where I want to be. If you choose sing, it's going to give you all those singing parameter, but in my own case, if I choose console, I have all these, but I'm just going to stay on talk, and I think that should be all I need right now on this. Okay, when you choose that, please be sure that you turn it on to engage whatever that you are doing. Okay, and whatever is here is also applicable to 1 and 4 on this one. If we get out of that, we're recording right now. So if you look at channel 1 and 4, those are the same thing. There's no need to go over the rest again. But you have your USB, which is the channel 5. Channel 6 is your phone plug-in that you're going to plug in down. down here. So right here is going to be where you plug your phone, right? When you plug your phone right there, this is going to be the control or the fader for that phone, okay? Then this is going to be your USB. I test it out, it's working fine. If I bring my phone back on, I can bring this up. So that's my Bluetooth coming in. Okay, right now that's my Bluetooth, okay? And I don't know if you're going to notice right away that if I'm talking, the music kind of go down. We're gonna get there, and that's a feature that I'm dying to have in my GigCaster Pro 2. All right, we get there. So that's my Bluetooth. It's working. It's good. All right, I'm gonna pause the video. So that's my Bluetooth. Yes. So on the USB, you can set the gain. You also have EQ on the USB. You have effect on the USB, and you have general also on the USB. Okay, the general is where you have your docking, all those things. You have all those functions, okay, on the USB. Same thing on the phone, on the Bluetooth, and you have it also on the pad. So when you press this, which is going to be your main out, and that is where you have all those parameters that I first showed you, okay? If you go to SD card, there's something I want to show you on the SD card, okay? On the SD card, that you realize that if I touch this one, I have this, it's not going to allow me because now I'm recording, okay? You can do post fader and you can do pre-fader recording, or you can do dry recording, all right? So you have three main some kind of menu that you can choose from when you're going to do your recording. The first one is that you can either do this on the USB or you can do it on the micro SD card, okay? Right now, if you come to the menu, you press your setup, you will have this 4, which is display. The display is going to give you brightness of the screen. You have SD card, which is going to bring you to this. Then you have USB, and you have general. The general is where you get your version, execute whatever you want to execute, or factory reset. But I'm majorly concerned about the USB now. So the USB is like when you plug the USB to your computer and you want to record. You have this audio mode, and you have multi-track, and you have MIDI channel, okay? So the audio mode is going to be that, are you sending out 2 mix? This is 2 mix right now. The 2 mix means that whatever I'm mixing is going to be coming out of the left and right channel, okay? That's 2 mix. Then if you press this right now and you change to multi-track record, so that you can record individual channel, all right? Because if you have it on 2 mix, okay, it's going to be sending the whole mix, everything out of the USB to your computer. So you're going to have stereo mix, a stereo record, no multi-track. I'm pointing this out because if you're going to do multi-track record, you must enable this, just like you're going to do with the GigCaster Pro 2 or the Mixcast 4 or any other one, okay? Be sure that you come to this and change it to multi-track recording, just like so. So on that multi-track record, you have a couple of options. The first option I already explained, which is the 2 mix, is giving you stereo recording. The next option is going to be multi-track record. The multi-track record is going to help you to record all the individual channel, okay? But there's another one that you need to see also, which is going to give you multi-track stream, okay? And I think that's the last option there. I know one is going to be for streaming, which will include all your effects And I think the other multi-track is going to be the one, the multi-track record is just going to record all the track without the effect. Why the multi-track streaming is going to record all the track with the effect. I think that's what happened there, okay? And you have your multi-track, which is going to be direct or pre-fader or post-fader. And the MIDI channel you have here is from 0 to 16, so you can choose those parameters also. That is what I want to call your attention to, okay? Next thing is going to be the pad. If we go on, we have 8 pad already here. So the pad, you can use the pad. To, let me go out. That's the pad, okay? You have the sound pad and you have the effect pad, okay? So you can play a sound pad and you can play effect. And on this thing, there's a lot of bank that you have here, okay? You have already 8 bank times 8 bank. That's 64 bank on this thing that you can choose from and you can preload from, okay? So that's everything about this right now. But there's one feature that I want to show you that I really like. Now what I want to show you is going to be applicable to all this, okay? But I'm going to be doing it on this one. So if I press this Bluetooth button right there, general is where I want to be. So I'm concerned about this thing that is called docking, okay? The docking is kind of a whole lot to what I'm doing, but in this case, I don't get the docking to be set up with Rode. Rode kind of gives you the docking, but in the case of Rode, you only have the docking, but you have no control over the docking. In this case, you have the docking and you have control over the docking. If I turn the docking on this parameter, let me see what I can play, just to show you how I use the docking, all right? I don't want like any for this life. I don't want like any I'm going to take the docking off right now, and you can see that I'm talking. Now that I'm talking, you know, we're both, if you look at it, both is coming up. This is my USB playing, okay, on my docking, okay. This is how we're talking. We're both on each other. The music is going on, I'm going on, everything is going on, okay. Now, if I go to the USB and I put the docking on, so you can see that when I'm talking, my music is like going down. This is where the parameter is, okay. So if I change the docking depth, I can change it now. We're going to be having the same level, and docking delay is going to be here, okay. So you just have to control this parameter. So this is going to tell this machine that anytime I'm talking, I want the volume or the intensity of my music to go down to -20 dB. This is what I've been asking Rode to do since I get the RCP2, that please Rode, give us control over the functions, that we may be able to control the intensity, how we want the music we're playing to go all the way low when we're using docking. This is my personal use. This is how I use it. I want my voice to overpower the music anytime I'm talking. And in this case, bass, keys, and down. I have this on my analog mixer. It works fantastic. I'm able to control the parameter. And I'm very happy that I have this on this system, that this is giving me headache with RCP2, because instead of me using docking, I use delay. And the delay is not working perfectly like docking. Just look at how this is working now. All I ask is, Rode, please give me the parameter. Let me control it. I want to be the one to control how low I want the music to go when I'm talking. I've been saying this, I've been writing, I've sent different text notes. Rode is not responding to this, but I'm happy that I have a system that give me that without any headache. All right, so that's docking for you guys. That's how I use my docking. And if you're out there thinking of docking, boss kill it on this one. All right, so those are the things that I like about this right now. So if I get out of here now, if we're going to stop this, all you have to do is just to press. So we have this, which is going to be marker. I can put that. I already put marker now. If I press this once, stop again. If I press that once, you see this turn to yellow. That means I just pause. I can stop again, and it's going to keep recording, and I can press and hold to stop the recording. After you're done recording, you can go and do your playback, which you can go to the SD card, playback, and you can play anything you record right from there. Okay. All right, that's how you do your playback. All right, and if you don't, you can take the SD card out, and so guys, there's a whole lot that is going on inside this little device. It's packed with a whole lot. So as you know, that the saying that will get you to say that there's no device that can do it all. You get some device, they will meet you at certain area, they disappoint you at certain area. The same is true about this boss device, which kind of make me happy in a lot of area, but there's some a little area that I think they could have do it better. Before I go to what I don't like, let me tell you about what I like. First thing is that I like the portability, that this thing is portable and travel worthy. I like it. I like the layout. The layout is good, it's nice. I like the pad. Everything click nice, just the way it should. I like the fact that I'm able to control the docking. And I like the fact that you get a lot of gain out of this thing. The preamp gain will give you 70 dB. That's a lot to drive, even the SM7B, alright? So you have that. I like that you have a lot of bank on the pad for whatever you want to save on it. I like the design. I like the build quality. That being said, there are some things that I think will be useful to musicians, those that are doing gig, which is going to be the dedicated guitar, which is the channel 1. Fine. There's some little things I don't like about this, and let's talk about it now. The first thing is that there's no standard headphone jack, which is going to be like the 1/4-inch headphone jack. The phono, what you have is the 3.5mm. This is what you have, either at the front or the one at the back. And I can live with that, okay? I can live with that, but I will prefer the standard headphone jack. Another thing is that this thing is using micro SD card to record. I hate why manufacturers are doing this. I like my standard SD card better. One more thing that I don't like here is the fact that the screen is a little bit small for my liking. This is a new device in the market. I do not expect them to come out with a small screen. I understand that this may be due to the form factor of this thing is really small. I like it, but I would have loved more screen, okay? I would have loved that they take this two knob out and put it here, move this towards here a little bit, and give me more screen or bigger screen than this, since this is a touch screen, okay? If there's a knob that can control this, I will not mind, but just because this is a touch screen, I will have, I will actually prefer a bigger screen, because this is just pure touch screen. And that's going to be it for me on this one, okay? Those are the things I think I don't like about this device. Every other thing here is top notch. I really like it. I like the design. I like the feeling. And I like how it processes sound. So, who are this device for? Who can I recommend this device for? If you are a gamer, you may join this. But if you have the GigCaster Pro 2 and you are a gamer, I think the GigCaster Pro 2 will be a better choice because of the availability of more than one USB. You can only have one USB on this. The RCP2, you get two USB. And if you stay tuned, I'm going to be doing comparison of this device with others that are already in the market. We're going to look at, put them side by side and look at them and see which one is the king. But for now, I'm going to tell you that I'm very, very, very happy with this device. That's all I can tell you. If you're going to do a podcast, this device will work for you. If you're going to do live events, you're going to do live streaming, it will work for you. If you're going to be a talk show, it will work for you. If you're a long gig musician that you play band on the street and you want to do live streaming, this will work for you. It's good. That's all I can tell you. This is good. The build quality is good. All I cannot talk about now is the longevity of this device because I only have it for just 1 or 2 days. But with what I'm saying, I can tell you that I do not see any glitch on the screen. And I believe that Boss is going to be doing firmware update in the future that you can do if there's anything they want to add to this device. But for whatever I get out of the box right now, I'm very happy with it, except for the fact that there's no USB cable that comes with this device. You only get this device and the power cable. The last area that I think I'm going to be thinking about this device is the price. For what is going on right now in the market, I think the price of this thing is a little bit on the high side compared to the competitor in the market. I know, like, I like the portability, like I said, but the price for me is on the high side. I'm going to be honest with you. It's on the high side. But if you can afford it, I'll say go for it. Like I said, just stay tuned. If you're yet to be a subscriber, do subscribe to this channel so that you will not miss out on the comparison I'm going to be doing on this device with others in the market very soon. Watch out for that video, is coming out. So guys, if you find any value on this video, please do like this video, click the notification button and share this video, alright? And that's going to be my time on this one. If you want to see the first part, you can have the video up here. Just click one of the video up just to see the unboxing if you are here to see that. And if you did see the unboxing already, this is the second part that you just concluded, alright? So that's going to be it for me on this one, guys. Until next time, stay blessed. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys.